Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. My name's Tracy and this is Veda day 8, I think. Yeah, 8. Wow, flying by. So I've got a few things today. I'm going to show you my finished cushion. Here's one, and I used some yarn for this one. It's a little bit more pastel-y than it comes through on the video. But for that one, I used this Aldi Mardi Gras, which, excuse me, is a little bit rough to the touch, but I'm told it does soften up quite nicely. So I've still got another ball, so I might make another one because I did have a little bit left over, but it wasn't a great deal. And I might make another one so it's like matching bottom and top. So I'm going to do another one in that. But I've started, because I was kind of anxious to see what this looked like, I've started another one which I prefer actually. Really like this one. And what I like about it is it kind of looks a bit like distressed paintwork, if you know what I mean. If you can see how the colours kind of fade. And I'm not sure it looks exactly like the illustration, but that's knitted, I guess. It's one of those, like the Bloom yarns, where the colours kind of make little flowers, but I can't really say if I think that looks like flowers or not. I like it anyway. It's called Magic Aran, and I got this in Pound Stretcher. Yeah, I think it was Pound Stretcher. And as it's an Aran, it's 4-weight in the US, and you can machine wash it, which is what I like about it. So I'm going to do 2, because I've got 2 big balls of that. Might even be able to make another one, don't know. But this is shade 1306 if anybody wants to try and get it. I have seen people selling it on eBay for quite a bit of a markup, because they're $3.99 for, let's see, how many grams? 250 grams. So that's not bad, really, for $3.99. It's quite a nice size. Can't see any yards on here though. They don't often show yardage. Just making sure I've not missed it. Nope, you can't see it on there. But I really like this. I like the way it kind of looks anyway, but I like the colours. They kind of look, the way they fade and they sort of become more vibrant. And then there's a yellow bit that I like as well, which is here, where it's, and the little brown, I can't say that they're looking remarkably like any kind of flower, but you know, that is probably because I'm not knitting with it, but I like it anyway. I think it'll look nice as cushions, and it's lovely and soft, which is unlike the other, not particularly soft. But yeah, so I've got about 5 cushions, done one. So yeah, the other one I quite fancied making. I don't know why I've suddenly become croaky. See that I had that much left of the other cake, and what are they? Let's see. Same price, funny enough, $3.99, and these are 200 grams. So there's more in the other one, but I only had that much left over of one cake, so it will take quite a bit. And I got this. Remember this one, this ice yarn? It's the, it's kind of like a chain effect. I'll probably make one with that if I do, you know, if I kind of run out of this. But I thought I kind of like that one. I'm really quite impressed with it actually, the way it's working up. I like the antique-y kind of distressed look about it. Yeah, so had a few deliveries today. Had some wood delivered. Gary's sawing, which you know, he has been out sawing wood here and there, so he may suddenly appear, start making some noise, although he might not, because he thinks I'm in a crabby mood with him because of it. I've got neighbours talking, never mind, kids playing, all that sort of stuff that goes on, but they probably think I'm talking to myself, so probably think I'm a bit too lally. And I've got some questions from subscribers to go through as well, which is quite nice. It's a lovely day again. Oh yeah, the deliveries. My little vesty tops arrived and shorts. I'm actually wearing my own shorts now, not Gary's, so that's cool. Right, so my first question was from Ethan, and he asked me if I would consider doing the daily vlog after the Veda's finished, because he quite likes them, and a few people have asked that as well. Lindy Lou asked, and a couple of others. Not really sure, I've never done one before, and I'm quite enjoying it, I must admit, but I do think people will get fed up with seeing it. So maybe I'll do vlogs, but perhaps not every day. What do you think? Let me know. Put it in the comments. And Paula asked, how do I look after my hair? Wow, my poor hair doesn't really get looked after that much. I do wash it and condition it, and then that's where the abuse begins. I straighten it, and when I put a scrunchie in, I try and make sure it's one of those spring types, so it doesn't make bumps in your hair. But when I don't carefully take them out always, and a few times I take them out and I hear all the noises and I think, oh, you really ought to have done that a bit more carefully. So I'm not very careful with it, I must admit, but I do try to use good shampoos and conditioners, even not necessarily expensive, just as long as they've not got silicone in them and that they're actually good for your hair. I try to also not get used to one, because you buy a bottle and if you buy that again and again because you like it, I think you get a bit of tolerance, like your hair gets used to it and it stops having that effect. So I usually have 2 or 3 that I alternate with. Always find one I like the most though. Other than that, I don't really look after it. It's a bit abused, my hair. Would I do a top 20 of my favourite music? Sorry, it was birds. Big flappy bird put me off. And I'm sorry if you can hear Gary's power tools. He's being all macho again. I actually have been asked this one before. I think Ethan asked me once on one of the questions underneath one of my videos. I could do, just enough I could limit it to that few, but I'll try. Would I do more cooking videos? I don't know. It was kind of easy to do that one because I could set my gimbal up on the stove and it was in a pan, but to actually set the tripod up in a position where you'd see everything is a bit difficult. Maybe if I find there's anything else that I want to share, maybe perhaps I'll film Gary. We'll see. Have a think about that. And I didn't make a note of the names on some of these. Somebody asked what's happening with my other channel, because I said I was going to launch one, and nothing's happened about it. And I put my cooking video on my crochet channel, which I said I wouldn't do. That is a really good question. I've been a bit lapsed, haven't I? I was going to do that, and I did start setting it up, and I kind of left it dangling in midair. So I really ought to do that, especially with having all this time on my hands. I really should get onto it. Slap myself for being so tardy, but yeah, I should do that. I will get onto it. Cindy asked, do I work outside the home and what profession was I in? Profession is a bit of a glorious word for what I used to do. I did so many things. I have always had a job ever since my children were little. When I first had my own business when they were very small, and then once they started school, I updated my qualifications, which were office-based qualifications. So I did word processing and got myself back up to speed. And I started working for Asda, which is part of Walmart now, but I was in the office, and in the end I was running the office. So I left there. I worked for a wholesaler and I ran a depot. It was mostly officey work, and I didn't like it. It was kind of too much profit orientated stuff, you know. I didn't enjoy it. So I went back to college, went and did a access course, and I went to uni. And halfway through my degree I didn't run out of money, and I had 2 young children, so I decided to start work. So I worked for the police, and I used to work in the Force Intelligence Bureau, which sounds really, really clever, doesn't it? But again, it was just in the office basically, and I wasn't a policewoman, I was a civilian. And after a little while, about a year, 2 years, I gave that up and started working for the ambulance service, where I stayed for 13 years. And kind of only left there really after I decided I wanted to go part-time. And I wasn't as keen on the jobs that I was doing, so I left. And again, I worked in offices. So I don't work at the moment. I'm just sort of building up my channel, which is a good thing. And now we're on lockdown. Nothing's really changing for me. Just keeping my eye on an ugly wasp. Big, nasty wasp. Don't mind bees. They don't usually like stinging you because they'll die. Well, some of them will. So that's basically it. When I worked for the ambulance service, the biggest job I had, because it was 13 years, I was a dispatcher. Worked on the response desk first, and then that was cars, bikes, air ambulances, doctors, anything that wasn't an ambulance. And then for the last 6 years, I was a dispatcher for the ambulances, and we didn't have a response desk anymore. They kind of chopped it all about and changed areas, and I did that. So yeah, quite liked the training. I suppose that's what kept me interested for 13 years, was the constant movement of it all, and the fact that you were learning all the time. I think that's why I got bored in previous jobs, because I have a thirst to keep learning, and at least with that one you're constantly training, which is probably why I stuck it. What yarn do I least like? Oh, hang on, I'm being attacked by something. Wonder what that was. Probably that nasty wasp. This one. It's a bit scratchy, but if it does soften up, I'll like it. The colours were not bad. I'm not keen on cake yarns that look amazing, and then when you use them, they're not soft enough. That's the thing I don't like, and that's what that was. They always look beautiful, like you've got to have them, and then when you get them and you start working with them, you think, oh, this is a bit on the rough side. Not all cakes are like that, but some are, and that's what I don't like. I don't like working with big, thick yarns that hurt your hands to work on. I had an Aldi baby chenille once, many years ago now, about 4 years ago, and it was really tough on the hands. A t-shirt yarn as well did that to me. It was so achy after that. And what is my favourite yarn? Ooh, I've just got too many. It's like saying what's your favourite sweet, isn't it? Like saying what's your favourite chocolate. I love them all. That's the trouble. We kind of get too many, but I really like working with, I don't know, this one's kind of a nice, the way it's spun, it has a really good texture once it kind of feels good to work with. And I guess, sorry about the banging, that's Gary having a good old bang. I shall have to, they're acrylic, this one, 100% acrylic, and yet it feels a bit like it's got cotton in it. Really does, actually does feel cottony. So yeah, I kind of like them soft, and I don't know really. DK and Aran are my favourite yarns to work with, I would say. So it's a 3 and a 4. I like other yarns though. I do like working with a bulky 5. It's not like I don't, just that's predominantly what I've got in my stash. Maria asked, would I buy ice yarn again? Definitely would. I just need money. That's the biggest drawback to it at the moment with this lockdown and everything else, and you just don't know what's happening in the economy and stuff like that, so you can't really just splash the cash. But yes, I would do it again, because I've really enjoyed all of the yarns that I've worked with so far. I've really enjoyed them, and I've still got loads to get through, so obviously can't, if I'd done a smaller order and I hadn't used it all, I'd used it all, then I probably would. I did shut the door, but he's opened it. I haven't really, I've written this down. Lots of people were asking how I am and how this is affecting me. Sorry, I scribbled it so bad I couldn't even read my own writing. Usually I scribble really neatly, but this one wasn't. I'm okay. I think I get anxious now and then. I know I'm anxious because I feel my jaws always tense and I kind of grip my teeth a bit, and I find that happening. When that happens, I tend to try and just switch off the TV and do something else. Like today I was listening to dance music, you know, kind of real dance music, you know, like almost ravey, and that kind of lifted my spirits a bit. It wasn't so sunny this morning either, which I knew it was going to be. I looked out to sea and it was quite hazy, and I thought, well, then that burns off, it's going to be lovely. And the sun's out now, so it is a nice warm day, and that helps lift the spirits anyway. But how it's affecting me, I have to say that it's making me a little paranoid about germs and going out, and even when I get things delivered, I'm not sanitising them as much as I was. So I think I'm improving, but I was kind of a bit OTT with sanitising everything. And I've forgotten to write down who asked me these, do apologise. What YouTube channels do I watch and why? I'm not really watch as many as I used to, but I love Krista at The Secret Yarnery. I do watch her, and I do, when I can, try and take part in her live streams. She's doing quite a few at the moment. I'm not making all of them, I can't, it's too busy. I haven't been in one of Crystal's for a while. I know she's concentrating on her new channel quite a bit. Don't tend to watch many tutorials now, unless somebody puts up a thumbnail and it kind of really intrigues me, and I might have a little look. But I found lately I haven't really been looking for them. So yeah, I kind of look at other people's channels. If I see, you know, when you first log in and before you go onto your subscription page, you'll get some that pop up, and I'll try and like look at some that are not even yarny, and then I'll see, oh, Madonna's got a new one, so I'll go and look at hers, or Linda, or Dee, you know, just sort of the old gang really. And if I see it, I'll go and have a little looky and see what's going on. Sorry about the kids, but at least they're happy. I have to say that Granny D, it's like being in a building site. Granny D spotted a bit of a typo that I can't believe I had. It was my hobby yarn haul. It says Hobbit. Hobbit. I hate predictive texts. I'm going to have to try and sort that out. Stacey asked if I'm a royalist, if I like the royals. Yeah, I don't follow them to absolute, you know, read everything or watch everything, but I'm not anti-monarchy, and I do like to watch the weddings, and you know, when the Queen did her speech, I watched it. I'm not, I don't watch it every Christmas though, you know, things like that. Do I have a go-to hook or a favourite brand or size? That was from Jessica. I did write that one down. Well, I'm really trialling at the moment these Clover and Moores. This one not too bad, but the brown one I was using yesterday was a 6.5, and that just kept dropping all the time. Every time I was getting a bit speedy, it started dropping. And this is the 5.5, so that was a 6 or a 6.5. And I think the higher size, the larger I go up, the worse they are for me. That's how it seems at the moment. Or maybe I was tired, so I'm giving them a bit of a long trial, and I shall see how that goes. But I kind of like the Susan Bates soft grip 4.5 that I have, because it's got a nice long, I hate the word shaft, but it has. These are quite short and stubby, but that one it was about this long, you know, from there. So I kind of like that because it helped me get a bit of speed up. Found it weird at first. I can hear that buzzing again. Keep my eyes open. Favourite size, I'd have to say, if I'm using a DK, which is a 3 weight, I tend to do a 4.5 or a 5. So I'd say from a 4 to a 6.5. Those are my favourite sizes. So all of those in between. 375 at a pinch. It depends if it's really fine yarn. Denise asked if I ever made lace doilies. No. They're pretty, and I think other people are amazing that do them. And when I was young, if I'd have tackled it then, I wouldn't have been. But I don't know now. I find my eyesight isn't the greatest as these days. So, but no, I've never tried that lace doily. They do look pretty though. I think what it was when, I was younger, they were kind of a bit too old-fashioned. People weren't doing it. But yeah, they're pretty. And Jamie asked how many whips I've got and how do I stop from getting bored and leaving them forever. That is a very good question. I've got one at my house which I really want to finish and I can't because it's there and they're all germy, so I'm not going. I've got this one here and I've got my crochet along, so that's 3. I've got my chunky blanket, which is 4, and I've got my twisted. Now you know my ringtone. And I've got my twisted one, which is 5. Let's turn that off in case it comes back. I'm trying to think, is there another one? I think that's it. So probably about 5 or 6. Oh no, bath mat. So yeah, 6. And it is difficult because, especially when you're in my position where you've got a channel, and so you're constantly leaping from one thing to the other, and may not have finished your particular one, but you kind of finish that tutorial, so you're then thinking of the next one that you can do for people, and so the tendency is you kind of leave your own bits unfinished. So I'll try. It's like that twisted granny. I really do need to finish that. That is so old, that whip. I don't want it to become a UFO. I think this is my last question. Leah asked what's my favourite season, and I have to say that I think spring. I don't like really the head, like the deep, sorry, how can I put it? They're like mid-summer. To me, in the UK, that's very humid and hot and sticky. So I can, although it's nice, I prefer this time of year where it's warm, you're just starting to get some sun on your skin. You still haven't got any factor on my legs, I'll have to get it on. But yeah, this is my time. I like this in autumn when the leaves start to turn. I love winter. I don't like rain much, but I don't mind the winter. I like them all in their own way, but I just don't like sticky, humid weather, and we tend to get that here, which is sad. But it's not that I don't like the heat, it's just that I don't like the humidity. So that's my questions. I'm going to be, now it's all nice and quiet. Typical. Won't be for long. That's better. So yeah, I'm going to be getting on with my next cushion, and I hope to just do 2 of each. That way the little love seats can have the same cushion. Like this, I'll make 2 of these, and that can go on one chair, and 2 of those can go on the other chair, because they're nice and comfy now. I've got one underneath me, not got a cover on it yet. But yeah, I will take them in, don't worry. Every night, they won't stay out. They'll be coming in, so they won't get weathered and fade or anything. So anyway, that's my Veda for today. Probably the longest one I've done. Can't think of anything else to say. Oh, he's off again. I'm going to tell him, because a lot of people have said that the next time I'm on they want to see Gary, because he keeps being in bed when I'm doing my live stream. So I'll let him know that his posse are looking for him. So thanks for watching. Bye everyone, stay safe.